The racism?
Oh, always.
No, the alcoholism.
Yeah,
the two go hand in
all of
hand.
it.
I mean,
Truly, who knows what lies in the
That's
heart
why
of
you should
West
subscribe
Compton.
to my channel.
Mel Gibson, apparently, because if our area's expertise are alcoholism and racism, then he's number one with a bullet.
For
Legal
sure.
reasons he's not allowed to have the bullet.
okay, I don't know
Hello,
what-
everybody.
Something looks to be wrong with my roll 20. When I try to scroll, the only thing that scrolls is the door buttons.
you can only examine the doors, Penny.
Yeah, the door is moved. I will quickly reload.
I've never seen. Sorry, I've seen. Yeah, I just saw the door scrolling.
Yeah.
It's a bit scuffed.
Let me reload. Let's see if it'll work. Get the
Hello,
technical
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another episode of Rolling in the Aisles, with the amazing, with new Star Trek door technology. We are joined once again by our usual crew. We may also have a guest this week, time allowing. Who would like to recount the wonderful events of last week?
I will. Last time on Powers Time Force, we were convening the church with the rest of the guild, with them being slightly annoyed by the ghost making preparations for building a new nation state from his once roamed home before setting out on excavation.
To find people that are like in rubble.
Yes, to find people from excavation services and to begin fiery ghoul elimination services, especially for those who had fallen in battle to the Celebration of Flames. We arrived at a house outside that had material that was transported from the Fey realm that reacts to the cold iron point of the spike belonging to our party member before entering the home and meeting what seems to be a familiar of a elf that had died. Because I trusted the party to try to loot a body while giving sanctified rites to turn it in as evidence, that we mistakenly put a interdimensional space inside of my bag of holding.
Hey, that's
then
on
expelled.
You, sorry, but we didn't do anything.
It's my fault that I didn't trust you to steal everything.
Congrats, we have common decency.
Sometimes.
Also, there's the major issue that sometimes speed looting tends to end up with someone with a cursed item or radiation poisoning in a very bad time. Depends on the game. You got to remember, these people have been DMing with people I taught to DM. They're a bit, they're a bit punch shy.
We are scarred, traumatized even.
But I accidentally put an interdimensional space in the bag of holding, vented most of the evidence from this area into the astral plane, with the exception of the robe of the Sunderer, which is now currently hanging off the chandelier. They then entered into the bedroom chambers and found the decapitated corpse of Rita. I can't pronounce this.
These ways to pronounce it is Dorlay.
Dorlay. Is that what an apostrophe?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's of Orlay. Orlay is the regional term for gold.
Okay. The decapitated body of Rita Orlay and the evidence of a murder happening in the house.
When you say it fast, it does sound like a little bit like you said Frito-Lay.
We can make that her last name.
Frito-Lay, there you go.
Who's going to argue? She has no next of kin.
There you go.
And that's what happened last time on Rolling in the Isles.
Also, it wasn't just the chandelier it was hanging off, it was hanging off of the mithril rapier that is now in the position of one of the party members.
Yes, I believe.
She has no next of kin. Are you saying she was the head of the family?
But bum.
Well, she's coming up short now.
But bum.
But now there's a cat with human teeth running around, and everything's gone to pot. On the plus side, it does appear that her cart is out back.
Wonderful.
Also, you have a number of buckets containing some kind of ferrous fluid.
We actually described what it was.
Waterboarding thing.
Yes, I actually discovered that it was. It is a mix of effectively cold iron dust sulfused in a emulsion of water for the purposes of torturing elves. And I'm bottling it.
Plenty of it. It's quite dilute, so it's not really good as a splash weapon, but it does the trick. Also, there is a broken axe here, a small amount of gold here. There was a totem here, though it's since crumbled. There's a fireplace that's been beat to shit, and the whole place it looks like it's like Father Time took a bat to the place. The place is ripped to absolute shreds. Also, there was a fish tank which has then since been flash boiled.
Yeah, because the cat kind of exploded. Like, put a mark, like a... Would it be like just a... How's it called? How the thing's called?
To be truthful, you two did do a woman and start petting the cat.
Yeah, and then you blamed us when it ran away after it tried exploding us.
Technically, the curse was the party will get exploded on the next thing they touch.
No,
To be honest, I had forgotten about it myself.
Still.
Thank you, Gasmask in the chat, for pointing out to reminding me, because I'm dreadful with my memory.
Umau.
Fritos are nasty. No, they're pretty good. They're weird, but they're pretty good.
I love Fritos with peanut butter.
That's why you haven't eaten any of them, and I've eaten all of them.
I have eaten a bunch of them.
Likely story.
How dare you cast aspersions on me, sir?
For a second, there, please say, "How dare you, Cato Sicarius?" You're now in the. But that said, the party's now in possession of a very dingy building with a lot of very shady stuff. Also, we did cut off directly, pardon the pun, with the discovery of the body, so you still have a crime scene to investigate if you are so inclined.
I would like to join Neri and Baz.
You're already with them.
Looking the body. Let me get my sheet open. What would perception work? Just to
Yes,
look
please.
around, also.
Perception for a search check.
Yes.
If you're looking for what kind of injuries she incurred, it would be more of a heal, but perception will give you the initial.
28.
Okay. She has been repeatedly doused with that ferric liquid. She has a few cursory bruises, a dislocated shoulder, and then the one coarse cut across the neck. That seems to have separated her head from her body. Well, in one swing.
Would I get any additional information from a heal check, or is that pretty comprehensive?
You get some more.
Okay.
So let you piece together.
It would
Roll
mean,
as
though,
well.
that the person
I want to find out how
was
clean the
strong.
cut was to the neck.
Well, Penny's perception check was high as fuck, so
But I mean,
No,
heal
it all
will
adds
give
together.
more stuff. I can roll heal too.
Okay, with everything that's together, you've got a
Oh.
a singular cut from what appears to be you would suspect it is a broad axe, though it's not as thick as a splitting axe or a felling axe would be. You have the feeling that whoever's wielding the axe may have reprofiled a workman's axe of some kind. It was not a battle weapon, though. That much is obvious. It would be a finer cut. So whoever hefted this hit them with enough force to just separate flesh and bone and sinew from each other.
In one go?
Though you notice apart from a few bit of bruising, that dislocation, there's not a lot of secondary breaks. There's some defensive wounds on the fingertips. That's about it. It seems that the kinds of injuries she has are not conducive with the amount of damage in the room. If it was just incidental. So, Han, can you roll me an intimidate check for expertise?
All right.
The torch.
So that you would not get stuff that makes you scarier, but you get bonuses that apply to expertise in the field of intimidation. on a strategic level. Roll the d10,000, please.
Oh yeah.
Could I attempt
you don't auto fail on a 1, but
intimidate as well?
And I also intimidate.
523. A wonderful year for the Roman Empire.
Jesus Christ, too soon.
Bill, could I attempt intimidate?
You may. Anyone who's in the vicinity and willing to examine the body can do so.
But
I also
Bill, I'm
want to
always-
take out the
17.
axe head and compare the wound with it.
But Bill, I'm always in the vicinity of my party members.
You're
Well,
putting
sorry, the network-
Farrah's stuff into bottles.
No, the necrotized body's putting things into bottles, and I'm
Bruh.
possessing you.
It is safer. That is actually safer.
So can I be able to roll?
Yeah, because Near's in the vicinity. I think she's still possessed.
Technically, they're all still possessed, and I actually had questions about that. If he's a bishop and possessing him causes me damage, how exactly is my ectoplasm still useful inside of him?
I'm not surprised
This
it
is a
got
logic
boiled
puzzle.
away.
I mean, I'm fine with the idea of that the ectoplasm itself has a residual
Ectoplasm is
effect.
considered a psionic substance, not a necromantic one.
So
It's
he would.
It's essentially, think of it this way. You know when you wash bread dough until you get just the gluten?
Yes.
If you wash away necrotic tissue with holy water, you get just ectoplasm.
There's
It
also
is
the
the
aspect
gluten that
of
holds together the ghost.
there's also the aspect of constantly being under the effect of protection against evil.
Yeah.
Sir, I
Okay.
put 11 points into you, and you were all 14. I'm disappointed.
Okay, let's see. Okay, with your collective expertise, whoever... There was attempts at torture beforehand. Whoever was doing it was not good at their job. They were scared to do it. Most of the damage to these pieces of furniture are someone swinging the axe head past the prisoner to try and scare them. The only time that there's injuries to the body, the injury to the shoulder is more conducive with a restraint wound. So whoever's tried to pin it to the bed has accidentally twisted a shoulder out of joint whilst doing it, or trying to prevent it from to escape. Or it may have happened during the positioning for the kill.
Could I use a combination of focusing Sense Evil to concentrate on the body as a move action, and using Profession Executioner to gain more insight?
That would be ideal. The Profession Executioner will give you some very good details. I forgot you had it. And it'll give you everything.
Oh yeah,
Okay, where would you like to start?
from the beginning.
Okay. You've got the full CSI treatment here. Target was abducted off of was probably abducted from a remote location, dragged from her own cart, used to bring her here, dragged in through the back door, that's why it's left ajar. At this point, you suspect that the elf was not yet dead, because this body is not... They were dragged through, there was a continued scale through the building, until eventually she was dragged in here. She was fixed to the first bed with simple cordage, and that continued until such time that the bed broke because the person trying to do the interrogation kept swinging past the prisoner until literally the furniture was shattered. From there, she was moved to the bed. She was not actually held in place by the manacles. There are a number of circular indentations next to when the manacles are that indicate that G-clamps were used. Which is a clamp traditionally not used. It's used for a few things in the executions field, mainly vice work and crushing work for torture. but it was not employed for this use. It seemed, judging by the fact that most of the indentations, there's only on one side of things. And there are some wooden blocks around that also bear the same indentations. Their limbs were held in place with manacles, and then the clamps were used to hold them tightly in place. The same happened here. A lot of intimidation, a lot of using the buckets of the ferro liquid to basically waterboard the subject. It betrays a great deal of inexperience. These are improvised tools, these are improvised methods, and there's more damage done to the surrounding room than there is to the target. Also, there's no sign of any looting on the body. Her jewelry is intact, including the large runic ring on her right hand. This was not a robbery. This was not trying to work someone over for information and incidentally just to see if they've got any more money anywhere else. This was someone grabbing someone because they knew something and dragging them here. You suspect this place was chosen because it had an indoors water source. It had a dirt track out back with plenty of cover to cover the approach. And, well, it's derelict, long derelict. You suspect that after this was going on for a little while, perhaps a liaison or such came looking for Rita and was killed in the tussle. She probably it might have been during when she was on the first bed. She might have taken that opportunity to try and break free using the weakened bed frame. That's why it might be on its side. Just break the frame, twist to its side, and fall flat.
Does the wound on the
when
neck correlate with the axe head I found?
The axe out front, yes. It appears as though that was judging by the state of the axe, that's probably the blow that actually that cracked the axe handle. Because this cut is clean, but looking at the floor, once you move the bed frame slightly, there is a deep gash through the floorboards into the earth, where you suspect that she was probably with her head. You suspect that the chopping block here was the actual frame of the bed itself. It was and it helped break the neck as the axe came down.
If I appraise the axe head, can I find any sort of a maker's mark on it?
Yes, it is marked as being owned by the. So you not make your roll memory check. You've got a nat 20 on that profession executioner check. That broad axe belonged to the same logging company that you passed through one of the logging camps earlier in the campaign.
I see.
Same place you got the iron spike.
Curious that.
As you recall, they were missing a broad axe from the inventory.
Maybe a little knowledge local to figure out who worked there.
You know.
Or who I would know from that area. Alright. Bada bing.
Okay. A lot of the logging folk, it's a mix of. It's a great mix of people. There are some of the local. A great deal of the people going out logging for them are actually the local reprobates. People with drug problems and such. They'll go out into the woods, look for trees that have burrs on them or burls, the big tree tumors, and harvest those, bring them back, and they don't get paid in drugs, but they might as well be. It's a well-known illicit trade in this area. Because the burls are very expensive. They get sold to artisans to make very fine furniture. because it makes a nice pattern. Because where the burls have grown, their tumors, they have absolutely bizarre like tracks of different rings in them, all like twisted together.
Right.
So there's them. Additionally, there's a number of families that traditionally have worked the area for logging rights. The company that set up the logging operation there didn't actually own the land. They bought a share of the prospects of all the woodsmen of that area, as all of them would have made their plot with the Foresters Guild. They would have been given it usually for services to the Crown, or just simply staking a claim in a dangerous area. There was a time when, if you cleared out an area of greenskins or other similar reprobate species, you were given at least a share of the land to work,
Right.
or at least lifetime enjoyment of it.
So generally, it's a hardier folk that goes there. That and the reprobates that go there for just financial reasons.
People who are tougher by virtue of their better lifestyle choices. It has led
By
to a lot
virtue of shitty
species.
backstory. Could I maybe roll knowledge martial to try and assess, like the overall, I guess, skill level of the person, and whether or not it was like one person or multiple people?
You may.
23.
One person, not skilled, just very, very strong. At least not martially skilled. Probably knew what they were doing with the tools at hand. Because there's scratch marks, there's like the G clamps being used. They're woodworking clamps. So probably someone not just from the logging end, might be from the processing plant too.
So essentially not necessarily a woodworker, but essentially a logger who's tough, but doesn't necessarily have like a martial background.
Doesn't have formal training by the looks of things.
And
though
might not be the brightest light in the shed.
Yeah, but there's a strange reluctance at work here. This is how you torture someone when you don't want to torture someone. This is when you're faffing around, as your industry would put it. It's how most people, how good common decency having non-executioner folk would go about the task, which usually ends up causing more harm than good.
Could I try and figure out if there's any sort of, I guess, correlation between the behavior of this chap who went into the building and Gobshite when he was in the town? Might be a bit of a far-fetch, but...
When Gobshite was controlled, it was actually it was kind of scary. It was a little clumsy in places, but there was like there was a clear will behind it. Like, not Gobshite's though. He had no control over it whatsoever.
Right.
It
so it was very
wasn't
much
a matter that Gobshite was fighting back. It was
there was a very strong purpose to it, essentially.
Yes, though it was held back by whoever was controlling Gobshite not being used to his body. This isn't like Ormond can. This is when he steps into a person. He kind of gets to grips with them instantly. Yeah, a body's a body when you're that kind of like creature. This is someone that was someone forcibly, most likely from magic, twisting around inside someone's carcass. There's a clear delineation between the creatures that can do it naturally and the creatures that learn to do it through magic. You don't, judging from the profile you've got, you do not suspect magical coercion, though there is clear desperation. Because this is a white rug that's been stained completely red. They basically just used it to mop up the mess, and then scrubbed everything they could, and not gotten much clean.
So it's signs of essentially weird, erratic behavior after carrying out the murder.
Yes. This was not the work of
I
like some
see.
trained assassin. This was
Or the work of a sociopath per se, or at least someone who's used to doing this.
this is not the work of someone who's well practiced.
Hmm.
And the degree of tangible panic. The only thing that bewilders you is the lack of a head. Because if they've left the jewelry behind, why did they bother to take the head with them?
Hmm.
Hell, the body out front is completely intact, or was completely intact. The only real signs is that he had his head split open, he had his weapon flung into the ceiling.
Baz will just relay this to the party and says, my guess is this might have been some kind of a bounty the culprit got coerced into. Speaking of which, at the logging and wood processing plant, I take it the wages aren't that bad that you have to resort to roaming into town during a siege and decapitating a person.
No, especially not someone as Rita was not well liked. She was from she was from Galt, so she was considered kind of a bad influence on people, especially the young women, because she's kind of magically inclined. Wibblesling is not trusted at the best of times. So most people are just scared of her.
Hmm.
To rock up out of the blue, you assume hijack her cart, which is a horseless cart run by magic that most people can't even operate, and drag her here, and then beat the shit out of the furniture and waterboard her with chemicals.
Could I do some sort of a memory check to try and remember the stuff she was researching in the one ritual site that we went to way back when?
You may. Be a
would that be
knowledge
wisdom?
arcana. Or, knowledge arcana, if you want to... Yeah, knowledge arcana would be the best. Or religion. Damn. Okay. She was binding a spirit. Specifically a malignant spirit from a weapon. The specific spirit was judging by the markings on the sarcophagus, that might have actually been an elven nemesis. Elven nemesi are a major problem. Regular humans can't even see them. The only people who can see them are non-spirited fae, unseelie and seelie fae from the islands, elves from the islands, dwarves from the islands, and people who have had their soul forcibly removed. And the only person on the island who can do that was a very powerful undead known as the Spirit Lord, who has been in torpor for decades now. He was defeated a while ago by an adventuring party. The Spirit Lord's the entirety of his domain was the manipulation of spirit. Everyone else uses divine magic. He had it down to a science. He was one of the most, like, not so necessarily dangerous, but most infamous. What's known as Great Ones of the Islands. Great Ones are any creature above a certain pay grade. Usually ones who have power over the manipulation of fundamental energies. You can manipulate the weather. A Great One can change the climate permanently. For instance.
I see.
They're also the only creatures that can innately bind fiends, like to people reliably and permanently. As there is currently a treaty on the island that other creatures cannot do so permanently.
Right.
A lot of people have been on the receiving end of demon weapons that they have brought here, only to discover that the fiends inside can use it as a loophole to get out. So
Although-
pact magic is used extensively.
The type of possession that a fiend would carry out would not necessarily be indicative of like the behavior of the suspect, essentially.
No sign of magical coercion or spiritual.
Is there any
Goose.
sign of where her head went?
There is no sign of the head.
Well, if it's not magical coercion or spiritual
This is
coercion,
anyway.
it's probably just plain old coercion.
So as you mentioned earlier, the wages at the lumber mill are good. Like lumber is in
Yeah.
very high demand. The shipwrights have a very booming business. It's pretty much the most reliable industry on the island, apart from the dwarven mines. But those are in the stranglehold of the dwarven lords down in Anvil. No one else has the rights to those.
So, carrying out an act like this, if I guess I can roll knowledge religion on this as well, but just generally speaking, if a neutral creature like carries out an act like this, I presume it would have some sort of an effect on their alignment.
Yeah.
That is noticeably evil.
Yes, it would at the very least leave a massive trace stain on their soul. Like a sin this
Right.
large is actually on weak-willed people. This can literally cause their soul to be ejected from their body and replaced with a fiend. In extreme cases, like the closer to the end of your lifespan you are, the more chance you have of a spontaneous possession from an act of this magnitude. And this, it wasn't effective torture, but it was still torture, and like throwing buckets of essentially acid on someone.
Would it be considered
the best thing
extreme?
Yeah, this gets you to hell real fast.
Oh, well, someone
This is-
from
okay,
hell
best
to
thing-
you.
Yeah, you go straight to the big prison in the pit, and something from there crawls up and takes over your carcass. A lot of atrocities have been carried out by people who took one too many gambles with their immortal soul, only to find out that the whole puppet of the pit moniker is not so euphemistic. It's a bit more literal than people give it credit.
That does remind me. Question: why was the one guy that has the apple farm in the church? Why was he in town?
Sampson said he was in town to broker some deals.
Okay. Could torture be considered trying to get a deal?
Probably not. This is Sampson's strong, but he's got a history as an adventurer. He'd be better trained than this.
True.
That's actually how him and Irene met. They were adventuring partners.
Cute, but also F for that relationship.
I'm not sure if you're going to gather much more than this. Might be worthwhile to find that cat. You know, the one that ran off outside and has the weird human teeth.
I was just gonna mention, yeah, I'm not touching that one again. Just rubbing her right hand.
Carl,
Oh.
have you been speaking during all this?
Oh no, I think you've left some kind of filter on.
One of your filters has gone weird. Now you sound like a chipmunk's fart. Like
Yeah.
it's every now and then like half of a syllable. It's like a squeak.
It sounds
Oh no, he's stuck that way.
He is cheese to meet us.
very cheese to meet us. If you restart your voice thingy,
Yeah, it might have done you dirty there.
just mute yourself while you do so in case it like fucking freaks out when you do so.
The next, certain time someone rolls a 1, make it so that he shrinks down to the size of a mouse.
By the way, Bill, the D10,000 result.
Would you like a survival ability, or would you like a active ability that you can use?
take it the survival one is either very specific or more passive.
Okay, how do I sign now?
No,
You
you're
sound
audible.
fine.
Yeah.
Actually, wait,
We-
okay. I'll tell you something. One of them is cast can subsist on bark for up to 1d4 days at a time. That's true of all people.
Yeah.
So I'll give you the other one. Could you roll me a d6, please?
Okay.
You can command demons twice.
Alright.
A day?
Now,
Bruh.
no, he gets 2 uses of it permanently. Like he gets 2 adult. He gets 2 total.
2 chances.
Now, for the purposes of this, demons are anything bindable under the Dark Legacy's binding rules. So,
I see. So it's basically most things on the evil spectrum that is like an extraplanar outsider.
and
I presume.
Fade also, yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
If it's wibbly bullshit, and it can be shoved in a magical item for the benefit of the user, it can be affected by this. You get 2. Make them count. I'm going to treat this like Geish. Or Geese. Depending on which area of the Finian territories that you're from. Gay ass if you prefer anime. Man, the Japanese, they do the Celtics dirty sometimes.
I think that Carl is trying to speak again. He's here now.
Sometimes his background noise makes the Discord light up too.
Carl, can you say that your mic sounds nice? Check 1.
My mic sounds nice.
Yep, you clear.
He didn't say check 1. Boot him. He's an imposter.
No.
I know.
It's unlikely it's unlikely that his technology is fucking up in such a specific manner.
There's
He's
probably,
all in the clip.
there's probably just a glitch of when I closed the service, it just did something to the microphone.
It's happy sometimes in those.
Yeah,
I had terrible
Maybe it
trouble
was still
when
running in the
talking there.
background or something.
Sometimes
doing
it doesn't
this.
close, it just minimizes. Which are like
He
to the
starts, like, camping
taskbar.
out the-
Oh, I
So
fully
it
closed
takes
Yeah.
it personally.
Yeah, it was just like an issue of it connecting still to the service, but it's whatever. What happens when you use free fucking voice filters. Anyways, my character said, fucking amateurs to the details of murder, and then asked if he could take down notes for Baz. Specifically, perfectly recalling everything that he just learned.
Alright, there you go, Sherlock. I shall proceed to recite it.
Sherlock is actually well known at this point. That's not a continuity error, as World War I era events have filtered through a dimensional gap in Earison. That's an
Nice.
actual plot point in Pathfinder.
Hmm.
Now, unfortunately, I do not have a bag to bring back the body. However,
Your
do
eyes
have
kind of reflexively gaze down at the rug.
However, I do have a body to bring back the body, and a rope. Iris, would you mind assisting the cadaver in bagging up the magical liquid?
Can you repeat that?
The magical liquid that the skeleton is currently bottling?
Can you
Like
repeat the
scoop 'em.
whole thing? The whole sentence.
Can you please assist in helping the skeleton bottle the ferrous liquid used to waterboard the dear poor woman?
The chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
My scoop only has a range of 15 feet, and I can't stand here forever.
Okay. Anyway, we still have things left
also
when
you-
we're gathering the goo. Do we have any
You
empty?
do still have the trunk. It does have some space, even with Rita's body inside.
Oh, that too. Oh. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about if we still had the flasks or whatever we got when we went to the swamp, to the graveyard to get the.
Oh yeah.
I might still have some of them. think it
Lamarck
was
would have given you
milk
some new
bottles.
ones.
Yeah.
There's
They
also
were
a
milk, they were actually just milk bottles. Lamarck has a side gig working at the dairy.
Honestly, milk bottles works better.
I would think that's better
Bigger
than trying to pour it.
opening, so-
Lamarck is actually in charge of the cave where they store the cheese.
Everyone
Lessian
likes a good
cheese is
cheese
notoriously Lycia's cheese quality is notoriously dog shit, so it actually does require a trained slimologist in order to get it to actually form properly,
Oofed.
without just turning immediately to just rot. One degree of change in that cave without Lamarck's accounting for it, and every single wheel of cheese will turn into a biohazard.
F.
Bill, I seem to not be able to move my character.
Uh-oh.
In about.
Might have to place new icon.
Hooked on piece of terrain right now. Might be hooked on terrain.
I have not tried to move myself the entire time.
Perhaps if you try to place down your token again, it might work again.
Yeah, it's getting Roll20 has begun to shake itself apart again.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
I mean, the floating doors earlier alone.
Folks at home, Roll20 is good because it's free, not free because it's good.
Very serviceable.
Downright passable. It sure is a port in a storm.
I still can't move. I don't think I can place my token down again.
Maybe
on.
you reload
Come on.
roll 20.
Yeah, it sounds
I'm
like
gonna fiddle about, make sure it's not. Okay, yeah, it's set so it can be controlled by you. I'm gonna add all to it just to see if that works.
Okay, I can move again.
Yeah, I set. It's weird.
But okay, you do that. I will be outside with the cat.
Oh no.
There is a cat on
snail.
top of them.
Potentially
There is
dangerous.
Outside, next to a very dilapidated looking cart, is a cat with human teeth sat upon a pile of hay and shit.
Sounds about right.
I move one ghost flame nearby, but dimmer the light. I specifically choose to be outside of the body while I bring the body closer, but not too close.
It is very disconcerting to see something hiss and growl the way a cat does, but with human teeth.
Seeing the cat, I will not go outside. Fuck that cat.
I choose to project my form over its face and then give it 3 grins back, while also speaking with the body's mouth. Hello!
Oh god.
How's it going?
Well, there's a murder scene inside, and apparently somebody was making elf hurty juice. And unfortunately, I accidentally vented my bag of holding into astral space.
Was there anything important in there? I can go down there for you.
150 pounds of elven granite.
Tell you what, if you're willing to owe me a favor, I can go fetch it for you. It'll take me about an hour.
That seems suspicious. Are you a creature that is capable of making a magically binding contract?
Yes, I'm familiar. It's my job.
Where's your owner?
Currently on the astral plane.
Will they be returning with murderous intent?
Unlikely. No soul to sell. Just pure life force. They have about a day before they dissolve. Elves from over here never seem to last very long outside. That's why they stay here, where it's safe.
Quite. And if I were to make this deal with you, there would be no backwards clause to attempt to get deals later in the future.
Only mine. And it'll flex its little hands, which you, upon looking at them closely, they are little human hands with cat claws on the end.
Whose phone's going off?
That was mine. Somebody texted me.
Oh, no problem.
Interesting.
Don't worry, I'm not in the business of screw jobs. It's too expensive on the spirit. That's why I deal with elves. They're logical, straightforward, and dumb as two short planks.
What is your name? Not your true name, whatever you want to be called on this plane of existence.
You may call me Ginge.
Is that for ginger, or is it just Ginge?
I'll ask the questions here. There are bigger questions about me, mainly physiological ones, but be that as it may. Listen, I'm not trying to screw boys and girls over. I only screw over the elves and the dwarves because I think it's funny.
This place has a very funny sense of fantastical racism against each other, and I find it amusing.
Most of us have been trapped on this island for a very, very long time. We have gotten very, very good at it. We have had practice from here to Timbuktu. Most of the people here have never even been there.
Is it because you have experience, or is it because you're bored?
The two go hand in hand, or paw and paw, claw and claw, foot and foot, head up ass. As you notice that as the cat is plodding along, its physiology is completely fucked. Its front paws are little human hands. Its rear paws are little human feet, all of which have got like the same like digitigrade like array that cats have. It is like someone has taken a human, made them smaller, and taken a claw hammer to them until they fit inside a cat's carcass.
Ugh. Charming.
And it makes all the noises that infer the use of the hammer.
I was already
As it plods
fighting
along on its
Rick,
little horrid feet, the cart is shaking, and you can hear like pins snapping and breaking, and like springs start to give way under its weight. And there's like great dusty gouts of red powder.
I want to roll a check for knowledge. I'm pretty sure it'd be knowledge, religion, and knowledge arcana with an expertise as a ghost, because I'm pretty sure that's a stitch wraith, or excuse me, a stitch blank companion. Basically, a necromantic formed familiar. So my thing again. What was the bonus of expertise, Bill?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
The bonus for expertise.
For which skill? For just Arcana? Or just for familiarity within your
Yes.
like field? I'll figure it on my own for the DC. Just roll it normally.
Okay. I will use knowledge arcana. That is horrible. I put all these points into the skill and it's just falling poorly today. But it's not a 1.
So you can get the chance of superpowers. Okay. That's right, it's pretty easy to know. This is not actually a necromantic familiar. This is specifically a Magus' familiar. And it is of the subtype. Let me scroll down to my listing. Sage and Parasite. You get the feeling that the part of this thing that's a familiar is not the cat. It's whatever is riding around inside its spinal column. But it should be very well learned.
I bet it's Jiminy Cricket.
That's one fucked up Jiminy Cricket, bro.
It's just keying into the rest of the conversation earlier. You're a racial minority! What took you so long, idiot?
Oh my god.
There are a lot of follow-on jokes from the racist Jiminy Cricket, and I'm not going to go into anyone because I ain't touching that with a barge pole right now. I'm on the verge of packing up laughing myself. Fucking Carl will be back for the rest of the evening.
Google, how do you feel about this deal? I like the cat.
The cat gives a thumbs up with a human thumb.
You and your fucking deals. All right, Ginge.
Excellent.
What's the terms?
Word on the streets, you guys are setting up a little shindig out in the boonies. Just let me hang around. I could do. I can't go on holy ground normally.
Can I make a perception check followed by a sense motive check if the perception is successful?
Same.
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to do a detect bourgeoisie on that cat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Would I be able to hear it? Would I be able to hear it?
You run into him, you would have heard it earlier. He's not trying to hide himself.
All right.
And everyone's entitled to sense motives if they've got them.
Very well.
This guy's a nefarious fuck, but he's in like the neighborhood of mischievous nefarious fuck. The worst he'll do is he'll introduce someone to someone more dangerous.
Mischievous creature.
You notice though that he is a pact magic familiar, so he's able to hook you up with pacts with demons, like full bore Kia Solomon
Hardcore.
demons.
Oh shit, dude, that's some dangerous stuff.
Like,
No, keep talking, Bill.
like full bore pack magic stuff. He's got all the little runic tattoos to insulate yourself against that kind of stuff. So he's the kind of guy who, he's not a threat in and of himself. He doesn't have the means to be. He is a familiar, and he is bound to, as under the familiar's code, he cannot directly harm the majority of people. If you have a familiar on the island, not most of the time you're required to have it bound or peace bound, so it can't go out and cause havoc like some familiars want to do. Hell, most of them come to the island pre-bound. As a result, there's some deals or some great ones that cause that in a lot of cases. Pact magic, that is hooking people up with vestiges, and it's similar to how Almond works, but instead of having a roaming spirit that wanders around, it's bound to a specific person, and that's the only way they can manifest at all. And it's then the deal is then renegotiated each morning as to who has more control. The vestiges are just most of the time the vestiges are just pleased as punch to be around and have a time to wander around the mortal plane, because to them it's like Eden. It's a chance to be alive again. So the majority of them aren't too bad. But then every now and then you run into someone called like Faros the Summoner, who can summon in like hellhounds and stuff, or Nelva or Alvanar, who is like the physical manifestation of depression and teeth.
Probably roll knowledge religion.
Probably
to
where
see
you
what the
guys...
treasure skill stance is.
Pact magic is frowned upon because it's seen as kind of dicey at the best of times. But it's the most... It's not necromancy. And occasionally the church is okay with a little bit of sanctioned necromancy as a treat. You know, in dire times, you just... As long as it's not with humans...
And don't do it around the southern branch too much either.
So if the southern branch find a pact magic user, they'll burn them alive.
All right, good to know.
Now, as for the response,
but a creature like this would not be a creature like this going to a place like your church. It would bounce off of the exterior holy ground barrier normally, simply because they use pact magic.
They'll pick a number between 1 and 4.
High. 4. 4 is
3.
left after all. Statistically likely.
They take a second and eye him up. Yugal speaks first.
We will take a deal if you agree to terms.
What are your terms?
1. No more exploding.
That can be arranged, yes.
2. You and your owner have to respect the rules of this land and the people who live on it. That includes
Already
the
did.
party.
Scout's honor. He'll hold up 3 fingers like a dragon scout does.
3. You and your owner have to abide by the rules of the mages and religious guilds. It might be our land legally, but it is their bindings and rituals.
We have come to terms.
And what are your terms?
I just let me on the property, really. I don't like this place. It smells funny. There's poo everywhere. And every now and then it's inhabited by murderous psychopaths. You think I like to come along to places like these? It's a dive. It's a total dive. I mean, look. He'll kick the straw beside him, and out will roll a very large beetle.
Kafka, is that you? Oh no. I sure hope this
It'll
isn't
fall
a
on its
man
back
turned
and
into
start
a beetle.
rattling around.
The purposes of the agreement, I don't even know if I can call you a cat, is that you and your owner will agree to them. Are you agreeing on terms of your owner as well?
I promised I will not make a binding contract with anyone who will not abide by those rules.
And what about your owner?
Are you dead? Who do you think you found wrapped around a table in there? Why do you think I'm here? Do you think I hang around dive bars like this for the good of my health?
So
It's
you're
dreadful in
saying
there. Have you seen the place? I'm only around here for the fish.
So you're saying that you are a familiar that is pact bound that has no particular owner in question.
Not presently, no. Once my owner begins to fade on the astral plane, it's going to be a bit hairy for me, I'm afraid.
The skeleton starts walking inside the building. Yugal's mouth is directly pointed in the direction of Neri.
There's a cat that you can own! Come!
Ooh. Neri will head outside then, and then be like, oh. Oh.
Hello.
This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is like the most cursed thing I've ever.
Like,
I don't know what circumstances led to me finding this.
Oh, I sent it.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that was
this
it,
really,
yeah.
this really is the embodiment of I want a cat, but we have a cat at home. The cat
Cat
at
at
home.
home.
Cat at home. It's not the Colgator's brother.
Oh, hello.
Very honored, I present to you Ginge! Ginge, your potential new owner. And yes, this is also part of your
Both
term.
parties feel the monkey paw slam shut on them.
No.
Aiden, remember, you don't have to agree.
No.
The cat will kind of thumb through a colour swatch and hold it up to Neri. Listen, I'm not sure if this is going to work.
Now, the contract is that you can loiter around, and all you need to do is not make bad pacts with other people. She can legally own you, but you don't have to listen to her. And you, Miri, don't have to like the cat. It just gets to loiter around my property.
I would like to just mention, Yuri, well, Aiden, we did get eggs that we need to hatch from the
I
basilisk.
know, we did.
So,
Yes.
There's no need for such a pet.
Don't know. It's like that, just ready to settle down thing, and it's like, well, what's left? Oh.
Considering the explosion
Sophia,
thing as well.
do you have eggs on you from a Dracolis?
Motherfucker.
Perhaps. What interest is it of you? Is it of yours?
I can make sure they survive to adulthood.
I gave him ammunition. I'm so sorry.
Why would I have any reason to trust that? Why would you have that kind of ability, Ginge?
Now, Leary. Don't be rude. Cats
I'm just
are free.
asking.
Why
I'm
would
asking.
you have the ability to make lobsters crawl out of your hands?
Oh, that is a good question.
Big
Why
cat
does,
has you there.
why does one of your friends have a metal skull that is rapidly rusting and resulting in a plaque forming across his neurons?
I mean,
Simple as.
true. Simple as.
Can't get Alzheimer's if your brain is smooth. There's nothing for it to cling on to.
Just that fucking meme of the guy pointing to his head, like, yep, can't get Alzheimer's if your brain's smooth now, can you? All right, so
Also, I'm pretty sure Grendel brains are actually separately, like, they're actually like minerals slightly, so they can't get Alzheimer's either.
so you just want to kind of hang around, right? And
Yes, indeed. I'm easy to please. I could even hook you up with a pact. A proper one, not a weak one like mine.
well, I'm not interested in making pacts with demons. Kind of ruins the whole centrist thing. Oh, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Also, just in
Fairness, he's not a demon.
just in from Zalmas for $20 saying, I heard the word explosion. Give the communists a satchel charge.
Well, you heard the man. Okay. Come here, communist.
What? What is happening?
I don't
Yeah, I'm concerned.
No, you're getting given a free bomb.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I'm delighted.
Let me find a suitably comedic version of the bomb to put in this. Okay, munitions manual. There's bound to be something in here. What's the dumbest image I have that can be construed as some kind of munition?
Please tell me it's a circle bomb, like like a Batman 66 bomb.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know exactly what to give you. Something that is only an explosive in your hands. Something that, upon contact with your detect bourgeoisie, will explode with the force of a melter grenade.
A Bitcoin.
Behold, the Euro crash grenade!
Oh no.
Princess Diana Memorial flavor. Lucky.
If you detect this, it will go off like an anti-tank grenade.
Princess Diana.
I had this from a while ago, from a previous campaign. I'm not explaining myself.
At least it's not onion flavor.
I unironically want the drink.
Apparently it's described as tasting vaguely of salmon, like smoked salmon.
What?
Ugh.
Why?
Like
God.
bubblegum
Something
undertones.
is
It
very
doesn't sound
fishy
appealing.
about the memorials.
I'm after
Looks like antifreeze or something.
It's only Panda Pops. It's got no alcoholic content to make you forget the taste of smoked salmon in liquid form.
Tastes like a freshly cut seatbelt.
Can we headcanon in that the cat gives this to him as a way to convince us to take a deal with him?
Yes, it would be on brand for this cat to have it. It's vaguely salmon flavored. Listen, I'll even share my lunch with you, and she'll the cat, which all has God knows what its gender is, will hand you a lunchbox with a piece of a full wrap sandwich and a banana in it, and will toss the bottle over to Comrade. Here you go, Commie. Have fun. Don't look at it too closely. You'll go blind.
It's very tempting just to throw it straight back.
Just fucking like point blank the familiar right in the mouth with an anti-tank grenade.
Beating it and fucking hit for no reason.
I mean, we are next to
Mark,
it, so
Mark has a rare insight here because he probably knows what panda pops are and knows how far you can throw one. You can get
Especially
some distance throwing a bottle of panda pops.
I like inside.
They're like perfectly like hand grenade sized.
But yes, I will thank you very much for this, and I'll stash it inside my coat with my other stuff. I'll hang it on my belt of Molotovs that I stole off the other dude.
It does come with a lanyard because it is meant to be a satchel charge.
Sweet.
It's one of those little like, bottle cozies.
You will
Enthusiasm
respond.
always gets me.
I'm trying to keep my face straight, but I can't stop laughing. You will respond.
And one last deal. Because we lost a bag of holding, we need someone as evidence. And because you are the only living thing that can speak, that is you.
So you had a living thing as what, sorry?
Because he's the only living thing in the area that can speak, that witnessed the events and knows what happened here. He is also evidence.
no, that is true.
I'm always happy to testify.
Like, okay, you can hang around, but is there anything you can do about your face?
That's kind of rude.
I
I'm
could
serious,
ask you
just-
the very same thing. Here, he'll hand you a hammer and chisel. Get to work now.
Just saying, can you put some kind of illusion up or something? It's very disconcerting.
Local cat has a lot of teeth for a familiar.
I'm hearing a lot of very strong wording from a lawn gnome.
Neri,
It'll
be nice.
hold out its hand and
Yeah.
like bring its hand down to your height level and poke at your stony skin. Here you go. He'll hand you a gnome hat.
Neri, be nice. Ginge, attempt to be nice.
All right. Well, thank you for the hat, I guess.
It is strangely appealing as a hat. There's something about it.
If these terms are satisfactory.
Yeah, I'm curious about this hat though too. But okay, it doesn't seem like he's asking for much. So that's fine. You can hang around. But Eris, could you take a look at this hat for me? Because I'm kind of magic. I'm just asking if you could take a look at it because it came from the cat.
Eris continually pissed off to have to keep proofreading the shit that the party keeps getting given.
Well,
I
Eris
will
is
do it from a distance.
Is the mage that
I will use detect magic. It is a cantrip.
I'm magic retarded, okay? I don't understand it.
It is magical.
What would it be to identify it? Spellcraft?
Spellcraft or planes. Or nature.
I will roll planes. I will succeed.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I think I rolled spellcraft.
I think probably know what it is.
This is known as the... It's just a simple red cap. From a red cap.
A red cap from a red cap.
A red cap is a malicious fae that attacks people with a scythe and then soaks its hat in their blood to stain it red.
Oh, Okay.
But this one is taken from a red cap and has been soaked in the blood of said red cap.
Oh.
I'll just mention.
So what its effect is, because it has been reshaped with the stagnant blood into the tall conical fashion traditional of gnomes. Whilst wearing it, you count as a gnome for all purposes where it would be beneficial.
I'll just mention, you know the red carpet? Yeah,
Not the
same
gnome.
principle.
That's a goblin.
Oh. Okay.
So you can take gnome feats, you can use gnome weapons, you can even wield gnomish exotic weapons with no penalties.
I'm not familiar with gnomish exotic weapons. So.
You've never heard of the gnomish ripsaw glaive, which is a chainsaw on a stick?
That's fucking dope, but no,
Or
I'm
the
not. And also, I'm
gnomish piston
hand-to-hand
maul,
build.
which is a sledgehammer with a pile bunker in it for some fucking reason.
I guess I don't know a whole lot about gnomes.
Or the gnomish battle ladder, which is a ladder
Wow.
that you hit
You
people
have
with.
sold me now. You have sold me now.
Or the gnomish
After the
switch
battle
scythe,
ladder.
which is a scythe that acts like a switchblade, so it comes out. It looks like a quarterstave and pops out into a scythe. Gnomish weapons are fucking stupid, by the way. One of the weapons is called a gnomish calculus. It's a hollow tube with a hole at one with a hole that you drop a grenade in. You let it roll down to the base, and you flick it, and it's like one of those like tennis ball throwers for dogs, but it throws grenades at people.
Could you use
All
one of
gnomish
those
weapons
tennis
are-
ball ones for dogs for both grenades, though?
Yes, but it would be less reliable because it doesn't hold it in the right fashion. A gnomish calculus is basically the battle version of it. It can also be used as a club.
And it's probably more
Now,
portable.
if you soak, given the high people have been rolling, if you soak this hat in the blood of another creature, you will count as that creature instead of a gnome.
I shall mention that to her. I'm just rumbling.
It must be fresh and spilled by your hands.
My character's about to do a thing.
I'll head back inside. I've had enough. I also don't want to step on the snail grave
Close the
again.
door.
The snail grave moved
Where'd the
inside.
snail grave? No.
They like take a
Okay.
general look. They take a general look at it. My character looks at it. You will go get Jeeves.
I will do that right away.
Hello, sir. Jeeves, investigate. Oh, well, so that's the hat of a red cap of a red cap. Normally, the red caps are little bouncy things that like to decapitate people, then soak the blood in the hat and wear it. This one's been killed, possibly by the cat or its owner, and soaked in the hat of the cap. So it's a red cap of a red cap. But in
There's
this
too
case,
many rhyming schemes in this.
But in this case, if she was to put that on, she would become, in this case, what did you soak it in?
The red cap blood. So I would take on all of the aspects of a gnome, is from my understanding of it. Yeah.
Yep,
No,
forged in the fashion of a gnome, indeed. The cat is now on its back and kicking its little hands and feet. It's really disconcerting to watch. It does not look good.
And if you were to soak that in the blood of another creature, it would then serve the purposes of being that creature.
What is?
Very fashionable, I would say. Very fashionable. Is there anything else you might need of me? No, Jeeves, that will be all. Absolutely. Back in the hole, like, oh.
It's just a
Aneurysm noise.
That's I'm not the only person who can do that noise.
Bill, I'd like to investigate the totem.
You may. The lower portion, which was more of an oxen, has crumbled. The
Yes.
painted horns remain, as does the strange, almost manticore-like upper portion.
What would I have to roll to kind of garner more information about it?
Nature, or planes, or religion?
Also,
I
as
shall
Baz
go
is
for planes and religion.
investigating, I'll just kick whatever pile this is.
You send gold coins scattering everywhere.
Good. Wait, why
Also,
is there
there's a big
pile of
there's a
gold?
big. There's also a book with a red cover, and a bottle of brown glass with some liquid inside.
Beware of that gold, it has a suspicious gleam to it.
Yeah, right. I would like to check the book and the bottle after Baz has got his rolls done.
The totem is a rudimentary little thing. It's mostly just local folklore symbology. It's not the work of someone who actually knows what they're doing. Your theories. So you're not even sure what they were going for. Like maybe oxen for burdensome work, and the manticore for like some kind of fearsomeness. Like, literally, it's just some. Most of it is just carved from wood. Like the oxen skull was real, but everything else is just carved from pieces of wood.
In that case, I will just use it to further decorate the recliner tour.
The manticore head makes a fine carrying handle, and the horns are a bit garish. They kind of put you in mind of those weird parasites that live in like snail eyes.
And a real knowledge of nature, then.
You may.
I will assist.
Well, these are just painted bits of wood. They're not even
Okay.
real horns.
Oh, okay.
Nor is it some horrid parasite masquerading as such. No, it's just brightly
Local
painted.
voodoo-esque folklore.
Someone has
Yes,
shit
it's
taste.
someone- Someone attempted something they heard once and was only like half remembering it. And
In that case, I will definitely put it on the recliner tour, and I will just say to it,
remarkably garish.
there you go,
Thanks,
bud.
man.
Got an additional upgrade. Some magical trinkets for you.
So it just starts emitting like the sad, like Morgar noises. The horns do make good armrest, though.
Excellent.
Now,
May I check
over
the
with what?
bottom book?
You know,
I'd like to sniff at the bottle.
are you going to open the bottle?
Oh, if
It's
it's
corked.
if it's corked, yes, but I'm not gonna have my face right in front of it when I open it.
The odor of alcohol fills the room.
Ugh. Baz?
Begins to peel the paint off the walls.
Oh, I'm closing it. I'm closing it.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was that?
You see the paint leaving?
That looks potent.
Yeah, here you go.
I roll alchemy on this.
You don't have to. There's something written on the side.
Ah. I can't read.
How did you learn alchemy if you can't read?
The numbers and symbols.
Listen, okay, I took an oath of ignorance.
you completed a college level course in alchemy, then vowed never to read again. It's kind of
I just
like
listened
my
to the
eye.
lectures. That is actually a thing they used to do, like in medieval times, where like
Not
actively
medieval.
taking notes was frowned upon.
yeah, because
Like either you
Remember, this
memorize
is-
it or
like
you can get fucked.
writing alchemy in verse was traditional, but it was also risky as shit.
Okay, I would then like to read it.
Okay. I will transcribe this for you.
Mm-hmm.
The lower portion is scratched off.
Hmm.
And it is a full-ball riddle.
It's a riddle. Oh no.
I stepped away for a bit.
Riddle me this, Batman. Why has Stefan Molyneux taken over a cat?
Because it wants the eggs.
He kind of seems interested in the eggs.
Except
That is
the eggs.
true.
So here it is.
Okay.
There's a. Come guess me this riddle, what beats fifes and fiddle, what's hotter than mustard and milder than cream, what best sweats the whistle, what's clearer than crystal, what's sweeter than honey and stronger than steam, what'll make the lame walk, what'll make the dumb talk, the elixir of life and philosopher's stone, and it cuts off.
I'm just gonna hand it to Baz and leave. I'll take the book. I'm gonna go where Rita's body is. I fucking had enough. I'm gonna try and
There's also
read
all the
the book.
coins and shit. But the book. Okay.
Also, just
It is
for
a
reference
it
sake.
is a reasonably well kept little grimoire.
And as quick reference why Eris is acting this way is due to a D10,000 roll, where I get angry due to poems and rhymes.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were
Oh
actively
right!
angered
Oh
by poetry.
shit!
Fuck this. Baz
Oh,
can keep
God.
the bottle.
I'm not gonna lie, I just hadn't
Yeah,
checked. I
that's
forgot. I didn't realize there was a bottle in there, so I just grabbed
Wow.
this on the spot.
I will go over to Comrade and say, "Does this bottle smell bad?" And I lift off the cap.
Oh.
I'll take a big old huff for that.
Could you roll me a fortitude save?
Yeah.
please?
No, it smells nice. It reminds me of the bread mines.
It does have that kind of vibe about it.
The children yearn for the bread mines.
Don't forget your fort save, Mark.
Everybody's gangster till they hit a vein of like sweetened bread and accidentally caramelize themselves.
Bruh.
We've hit a pocket of melon bread. Everybody out.
I love melon bread.
Okay. Your very essence is transported to a far-off land of green fields, hills, of pleasant weather and terrible alcoholism.
Oh yeah, I've come back to England.
No, more alcohol than that.
Oh, Ireland.
Yes. You think you fig? Could you roll me a will save? You think you had what it's called, and then you forgot what it was. But you forget most things.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, but I'm happy about it.
What color
this
is
stuff,
it?
This stuff is great.
Is Mark just spacing out?
Oh yeah, he's hammered.
Bill, what color is it?
It's clear.
Hmm.
In a brown bottle.
I'll have a whiff of it too. Might soothe my headache.
Okay, how much are you drinking?
I'll just have a sip, actually.
Okay. Fuck you, that's strong. Make me a fort save and a will save.
I'll put hair on your arsehole, that will. It's so strong.
Hair on your bones.
Oof, god damn.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
Han.
Yes.
That was a somewhat of a religious experience in and of itself.
Maybe the
roll
Southern
me
Church
another-
Guild is onto something.
Roll me another will save, please.
Alright.
Oh no.
Perhaps they are really onto something.
Okay, there is a certain cognitive hazardous effect of this stuff. From now on, if you're ever surprised, you will reflexively say, "Oh, Begora." You will have, in order to not do this in stealth situations, you'll have to roll a will save. Not that
I
you're very
see.
stealthy, but
I'll just note it down in the curse section.
on the upside, whilst this cognitive hazardous effect is in place, you are proficient in firearms.
Oh, fuck's sake. Is this Bobby's homebrew by any chance?
You can't like. You kind of know what this is. This is pochine.
Mm.
It's just very, very, very strong whiskey.
I will drink more of it.
Oh.
Roll another fort save.
Honestly, at this rate, if it's offered to
Okay,
Irish,
note down your character. Corruption. Irish.
Ugh.
you did this to
What's
yourself.
what's your...
And I'm
God.
not saying Irish.
Okay, let's go. Sorry, we just mentioned that someone just became Irish, and then someone joined. It was oh no, Duck's back to finally finish the job on me.
Tell you what though, this fucking stuff doesn't quite hit right.
Upon hearing him speak, the ghost's body turns towards him. Yugal, get Seamus. Right away!
Oh no. The
I
fucking
want to
noise
make a
gets
knowledge
every
religion
time.
check. I want to prepare an action to make a knowledge religion check.
We've been burned too many times in this party on people named Seamus. We all walk this road.
Think
I'm
the
not
ghost will look in
certainly a
his direction.
Seamus.
The ghost will look in his direction. Inhale. You got the good stuff over there, don't you, boy?
I want to roll
Oh,
knowledge
no.
religion to see whether he's a proddy or not.
He knows whatever it is. What's the story in Balamori? Are you? What's the story in Balamori? Are you with the Ra or are you with Tory?
So what flavor of Irish corruption do I have? This is kind of relevant.
Republican. It's pochine. It's not going to come from. It's going to come from Inner Show, and it's not going to come from fucking
Good.
Ulster.
Just making sure.
People from Ulster are too busy drinking petrol.
Yeah.
Ask your question.
I make a lot of jokes about people drinking petrol on this channel.
As for your question, I can't remember what I was. What I do remember is that somebody put a knife in my back.
Just
That's about right.
in from Zalma's $20 saying, "Give the Irishman a satchel charge."
Okay, hang on. Let me look in the big bag of bottles.
I mean, obviously, that's a prerequisite for becoming Irish.
No, Han, don't say anything that will endanger your further professions.
Lol, Lamawi.
Okay. Let's see. Talking amongst yourselves while I find a suitable panda pop.
Come out, she black and tans. Come out.
Don't sing that, we'll get in trouble. Fuck's sake. We are in such shit at the best of times, I swear.
Man.
We always went through this rigmarole back in the day.
Seamus uses the connection to be able to taste on Han's tongue and starts singing an Irish fighting song.
Okay, I'm gonna
Go on out and face me and fight me like, come on.
the cup.
This is all your fault, Jafar.
God, no cheap K-pop stands come out and fight me like a man.
I like the K-pop stands one. That's good.
For a second, I thought you said kebab stands.
Come out, cheap K-pop stands come out and fight me
Oh
like
no.
There's not much that rhymes with Gallipoli though, so I can't go very far with that one.
Bruh.
That's more than enough, Seamus. Get back in Yugal. Right, you sir.
That one was more pained. Are you okay?
Oh,
There you
yeah,
go.
it was
The second charge. Forbidden.
Perhaps drinking isn't always a good idea.
Hun,
Yes.
that wiggling thing over there.
Just in from Cold
Yeah.
War Max saying, well, time for chaos. Puts revolver on table.
Okay, so
Uh-oh.
I may have told Warmac that the current price for a D10,000 roulette is $10. Or
Wait.
10 okay, so come on down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The cat plays with us. The cat plays with us.
Okay, we'll bump it up to D8 and involve everyone in the fucking shit show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Carl.
Yes.
Roll the D10,000. Come on down.
Oh no.
Basically Russian roulette on who has to roll on the cursed jar.
Zamos is giving me shit in my DMs for not saying bargained and done as a reference to the clanners in fucking Battletech. I'm not that up to date with Battletech lore, I'm sorry.
9038.
That is awfully
It's a
hard.
very advanced stage of Battletech. Welcome to the year 9038. The Irby is still being produced. That one's bad. Holy shit. Okay. Your options are everything within 60 yards is stricken deaf permanently, or every living creature in the world falls asleep for 10 minutes.
62 10 minutes?
6d10.
Ah.
So up to an hour.
That is fucking funny.
Option 2.
Oh, I thought you said 60-10 as well.
Could you imagine the sheer cataclysmic consequences that might have?
36 minutes of sleep for every living being on God's green, flat, raptor-shaped Earth.
Nap time.
Does this include the beetle?
Everything.
Yes.
Okay.
A
Everything
second
falls-
beetle falls unconscious and falls out of the woodwork.
Does this also include Ginge?
No, he's not considered a living thing.
All the trees are like, huh? What the fuck?
So Ginge, So
Do
Jim-
trees dream? Some asshole horticulturalist will probably tell us yes.
if it's a treant, it definitely does.
Well, whether or not
Suppose-
they dream, they most certainly start singing.
And in this 36 minutes, so now that all the humans are asleep, you and I are going to keep watch over them. If the deal is good for you, it works for us.
Works for me.
Wonderful.
I mean,
Now climb on the
nothing
head.
else to do, to be honest.
Now climb on the head of this man.
Which man specifically pointing towards? Oh,
The necromancer, the pyromancer's dead body that I'm
The skeleton.
controlling.
okay. In the interest of, it shall do that. In the interest of not having the two characters overlap, causing havoc, I'm not going to move them into the square.
Okay.
I like how the long-beleaguered party member returns right in time to fall unconscious into a pile of hay and horseshit.
I just came from an important business meeting and now I fall asleep. I needed this nap.
Our nap.
So you will let him sleep. He needs this.
He came in from a long distance trip going to Balenciaga. He had to go to a fashion show against Dior.
Like, the Balenciaga meme cropping up just in time for this return is.
I had to check in on my bean investment. It was a urgent business.
He walks in the frame. The curse takes effects, and he sexually falls down on the ground.
It's like when like runway models trip and they try to turn it into like a weird like stance.
Yes, they turn into an Vogue moment.
He vogues to the floor.
Bill,
As does-
a
as
lucid
does-
dreaming check?
You may.
Right now, he's
Of more
dreaming
pressing concern to the people still awake at this point, an airship begins like rotating in the air through the clouds.
Hmm.
Because the pilot just fell asleep at the wheel. It's
Like
currently
the
just
storm,
rufflecoptering through the sky.
empire of the clouds.
How high is the ship?
It's a fair ways up. It's not going to cause a problem. The airships are designed that if the pilot is killed, they don't just immediately yeet themselves into the floor.
Right, so it's not just going to Heisenberg itself.
No, it's not Hindenburg, but no. I suppose it could also meth lab itself into the ground as well. You have the same effect.
So, Ginge.
Jesse, the tower just straight ahead.
Well, it's just us, the spirits inside of this evil ghost, and everyone else here. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Nothing much to really say, to be honest. I'm just middle management, really.
Middle management for who?
Well, I used to work for the Spirit Lord, but I lost that job when the whole business went under. That's where most of the packed magicians come from these days. I had a good gig working for Baphomet for a while, but he's a bit of a tit in person. Don't do that gig anymore. Don't do the demons. Don't do the fiends. Too expensive for one. The travel backwards and forwards to the gig was extortionate, really.
How many planes can you travel to?
Yeah, pretty much all of them, as long as there's only like 1 or 2 a day.
Interesting.
Been to the Primaterial plane. That's quite nice. It's in the middle of some trouble right now, unfortunately. You thought they'd learned after the first time one of those fat buggers in like Balkans got shot, but no, they learned, did they?
And this physical form you take, is it just the cat that you can use, or is your parasitic?
Oh no, I'm between you and me, I'm toxoplasmosis.
If
I only get one person at a time. Don't worry, I'm not going to start spreading myself around. I'm that kind of girl.
If I can find you a suitable cadaver, and I can place you at the church, would you mind watching over my personal kingdom?
Any hole's a goal, mate. I'll do anything.
Oh no.
To be technical, it's not his kingdom. Yugal is just going to be responsible for some souls while we're building up.
Like I said, I'm used to this kind of gig. I've got some credentials. I've even got me a little diploma.
He'll hold out a little diploma that just says that he's got an administrative degree.
Administrative degree with a minor in demonology.
Yeah.
Used to work on Wall Street too. That was rough.
Accent, when I came
To
back
be
in
frank,
from
you do
making
understand that I take contracts very seriously.
Oh, so do we, mate. Don't worry. We're all professionals here.
I am intending to build a nation state. I will not permit fuckery here.
Don't worry. We're not going to be fucking about. We're in a world of Mr. Pinks. There's no Mr. Blondes to speak of here, except maybe that bugger over there who's unconscious. He'll help point towards Bass. I'm not going to go running around with a can of petrol and a razor blade anytime soon. Don't you worry, mate.
Good. You scratch our backs, we'll scratch your belly. Metaphorically speaking.
Excellent. I think they're coming round.
So,
Sometimes I wish-
Baz, did you have anything you want to do your lucid dreaming check?
Yes, I want to go to the beach.
Okay, I can. Would you like to go any layers lower in the dream, or just get a few minutes of sunshine?
Basically, what I would like to do. This might take more time, so do let me know if it's an issue. But do you remember when we at the start of the game when those strange dreams occurred at the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Baz wants to relive that because he's curious about it. Because it keeps nagging at the back of his head.
This time you see a little bit more.
Hmm.
As you're laying in the surf, as it's washing over you, and you see the forms moving in the distance, very blurry, undefined. There's more forms than there were previously, and they're moving in amongst this, I suppose, this crop of people on the beach alongside yourself. There's dozens, maybe hundreds of these prone forms along the shoreline. And these figures in these heavy cowls are going from person to person and beginning to drag them inland. And as you do, you hear the clinking of something metal.
Not like a hollow clinking, not like coins, like something heavy.
Mm.
And it's not just one or two, it's like rows of something metal clinking together.
Does it sound like it's further inland?
No, the clinking sounds like it's coming from further down the shore, towards the ocean.
Could I try and stealthily head in that direction?
Okay. Roll me another lucid dreaming check, please. Okay. From this remote point, somewhere between the interior of your body and the shoreline, the figures dragging the prone bodies up the shore, it feels like as much as you're being dragged upshore, the clinking metal is pursuing you and it's gaining. And as they gain, the dragging becomes more frenetic, more frenzied, and what it suddenly draws into focus what these people are carrying. They're carrying these long hook-ended clubs, almost like a gaff hook on a stout stave. And in some cases, as you look around left and right from your prone body, and with the context from your shore self, you see the gaff hooks and the staves rise and fall, and some of the people, or creatures prone in the surf, meet an untimely end. Their heads caved in or wrenched apart.
Mm.
It puts you in mind of a seal cull. But some of them, a fair few, the people who've got perhaps the lucky ones, or the ones that are particularly light, or just happen to get lucky with the right keeper, are dragged fully ashore and left in the rock pools. Not enough that they can drown, but enough that they can stay out of the sun.
Could I go towards the rock pools then?
Only your shore self can.
Right.
The part of you that is in amongst the people is currently being deposited in one of them.
All right.
Much like you found yourself when you woke up. But as you approach, the forms of the cowled people with the hooked clubs are suddenly mirrored with the figures moving from the surf. Large, hulking masses of stinking, debris-strewn, almost seaweed-like hair. Long, kind of talon-like fingers, and these burning pits where eyes should be. At which point you're forced awake, unfortunately.
Oh. Finally awake.
Welcome back, friend. Did you enjoy a nice nap?
You feel refreshed as if you'd slept a full 8 hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Good. The ritual is complete. Ginge has agreed to a deal.
Just look at him. I just look at Ginge in disgust.
Oh, we should hold out a little bit better
Ginge.
now. This one's well better dressed than this one. Why can't I have a master with a bit of style? Figures. Suppose it's like carriages. You don't see any and then suddenly 3 come along at once.
Meanwhile.
Oh, who is this?
Reintroducing returning characters.
Character to how do I describe this? The motion that the pair takes to fly over to Shademaster is more like, imagine he's on a rotating dial, and instead of moving through the air, he rotates himself on his dial until he's upside down looking at Shademaster at eye level.
Okay, as I reintroducing Gorian. Shade, you there?
I'm still here, yes. Am I awake yet?
Yep, the field is yours. You have vogued your way back into consciousness.
Oh, fantastic. I was having dreams of wealth and plenty from a contract I made regarding dark dwarves. How did that go? As he awakens from his slumber, addressing whatever it is looking at him right now.
Hello, I am Hugel. Who are you? And are you an enemy? Answer carefully.
No, I'm a sponsor, and I'm checking in on my investments.
Investments.
Yes. You like money, right?
I'm not sure how to answer that. What is money?
Oh, well, I believe, what's his name? Who is it? What's your character's name again? Call me Mark.
It's Comrade the Third.
Comrade the Third. He will give you a very thorough breakdown of his interpretation of what the purpose and function of money is in society. I, however, yes.
Oh no.
See, we understand what Commie Mark believes in. We understand what communism is. Hugel is communism, in the purest sense. Plus a little bit of necromancy. And
Oh, there you go.
Lots of murder, actually. The majority of us are 86% murder victims.
I see. Well,
at least 30 of us were bankers.
30 of you were bankers, my goodness. Or 30% of you were bankers.
Yes. The contracts that were taken out of their lives made a giant investment, and then those people were murdered. Ironically, by the other guy who killed us.
Well, that other guy was not me, so, greetings.
Of course not. The other guy was me. And then this bastard killed me!
Because you killed my host. Skill issue.
I
Or
see,
you find yourself at something of an impasse, spiritually speaking.
Indeed, this does seem like a spiritual dilemma. Good thing I have materialism to compensate. Okay, so...
We have no need of your materialism to settle our personal differences, but we can use your money for investment. More importantly, identify yourself.
I am Gorian. I've told you, I am the sponsor of the members here. Call me Mark, did you get your hammers? Comrade.
What?
I said your hammers.
I got hammers for days.
Were they enchanted as per our agreement?
No, I don't have those enchanted hammers, actually.
So what came of my investment with the Dark Dwarven arrangement? Please, report.
I do not remember. We have been on so many missions. I'm just... I've got a... taste for red blood.
They were wandering around the city so much, it burned down before they got around
Yeah,
to talking
true.
to their friend again.
You burnt down the entire city.
We didn't.
No,
we didn't burn it down. We've been trying to stop it, yeah.
Actually,
You see the skeleton standing over here. Well,
It was just one city.
To be more accurate, what happened is that the skeleton, that's the arsonist, the skeleton will wave its arm lazily with Hugel puppeting it.
We killed him! Technically, Paz killed him. They all stomped him out, and then they drowned him, and then they used him in a ritual sacrifice. And then the spirit that they made of the elemental gave us the body. It was nice.
Yes, they killed the arsonist who created what we call a ritual of flame. It's something akin to fell anime. I'll actually show you if you just step around the heap of shit.
Now let me join you around the heap of shit.
Uh,
This way?
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go chill on the roof for a while, then send Will back from this. Sounds very dangerous.
Blink. You see those beetles over there?
Yes. Well, what of them?
Everyone who's looking at the beetles, could you roll me a nature check or engineering?
Oh, for myself? All
It's
right,
for
let me pull up
everyone.
All right, let me pull up my character sheet. Diplomacy.
Honestly, that's enough bears to know what these are. Those are rust monsters.
I do believe Baz also has the like animal vision thing now.
Oh, Gorian knows what a rust monster is. He's he is not a fan.
Bill, what is a rust monster?
It's a creature that eats metal. Its antenna will rust a piece of metal to dust instantly, and then they eat the rust.
And how many hit die do they have?
Not many.
And what's their intelligence score?
Abysmal, like non-existent.
But is it an intelligence score?
It'll check because they vary from edition. Rust monster is into 2.
I'm scared.
He can possess these, can't he?
Oh no. I'm going to do something much simpler.
Oh dear.
First off, do you want to roll their resistance, or do you just want to assume that the attack hits Bill?
They're still unconscious.
All right.
They're sleepy.
Yeah, they're still sleeping, and also
They're
they're
continuing their sleep.
Yeah.
Actually, Eris will also still
humans
sleep.
shrug off this effect a bit faster than other creatures.
Oh yeah, right. Eris has to be woken up if she sleeps. Well, good night.
Oh no.
Would this count as a pretty draw then?
Technically speaking, yes.
What's the bonus for that?
It's an instant crit.
Okay.
So roll your crit damage.
15.
Yeah, I'll hit. So yeah, roll your damage and as if you as a critical. If it's a spell, then it does double.
Lovely. $16. And he'll take the turn to do it on both of them.
Okay.
And
these guys. Oh yeah, these guys have to make a save. They don't. Yeah. DC 26 for save or death. So yeah, they're both.
And then fell animation.
Okay. You will need the presence of Baz's fire spirit to kind of spark that along.
Baz, if you don't mind.
What are you planning to do out of curiosity?
I'm just demonstrating what the arsonist did.
Very well. The hand will detach itself from his arm.
Does
Also,
it
you
just
can shoot
fall
flames
off
from here.
like a lizard tail?
It skitters off like a spider.
Is Baz rotting from the inside out? Is he becoming a fun guy just like Mark?
I don't believe so.
I mean,
It's always nice to have a fun guy around.
I mean, he did lose his eyes. He could benefit from some fungus.
He got better about the eyes.
Yeah.
These guys have been through the ringer. Yep. Now you have two burning rust monster undead.
Usually, the techniques of fell animation require some kind of sparking ritual to bring them life. Faustus is assisting me in giving them temporary existence, upon which I will then vent them from this existence. This was all over the city. The arsonist then got killed and then got used as Kendall to bring about Faustus' spirit. Faustus, please say hi.
Hello.
I see.
So I'm still getting the hand will like lever itself up on its wrist and form a little mouth with its thumb. It'll spot itself 2 eyes with soot.
Most interesting. So, what is our current adventure trajectory looking like, gentlemen? And ladies. There's a lady somewhere around here. 2, I believe. Last I counted.
Oh yeah, Neri standing on your blind side.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Greetings.
Dude, where am I? Like, where is my icon? Is it under somebody else?
I don't think so.
I'll
Okay.
move it over. Can you see it now?
Oh, okay, there. Yeah. Got it.
I'm simply stepping up on my investments, and apparently, a lot has gone wrong in my absence.
You could say that.
Okay.
Yes, you could say that. First off, your name again, it was what?
Gorian Black.
Yes, Hugo, please commit that to memory.
Got it.
Dorian, how do you feel about possession and or instantaneous information being transmitted to your mind?
Oh. I'm all for information.
Lovely. Stick out your hand, please.
Gorian extends one of his gloved hands.
Yeah, you're going to want to take that glove off unless you want this to be painful.
With a exasperated sigh, he just flings one glove off. Here.
Hugo, please be gentle.
Hugo will be as gentle as a kitten being strangled by a cat. They eat their young, you know.
Yes, Hugo, I know they eat their young.
I bloody don't.
Okay.
The ghost will just grip his hand slightly and information jettison everything he's experienced from the moment he came out of the sword up to now, including the murder of Rita. He'll just let go.
So your ad hoc chauffeur has unfortunately met a rather unfortunate end.
I see. They also killed my chauffeur.
Yes, they did.
Fantastic. This is most inconvenient. No matter, I can make do regardless. I just need a little time. That's all. So, what now?
Well, that's a good question. Before you answer that, are you a man of any kind of martial prowess?
Gorian looks down at his immaculate suit. Any guesses?
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a no for that.
As far as you're concerned, that would be the safest answer.
Just
Now-
looks at this guy.
There's
I
no martial
tried!
arts, there's only Balenciaga.
Just looks at this guy who will be like, "We tried."
You tried.
Just waiting for a response from Red Rumbler.
All right.
So the notion of he's a bit flashy for us.
So I just got back from a nuclear holocaust, is what I'm hearing.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I'm glad that all was good in the bunker, where I was obviously being safe kept. Good gracious me. Okay, time to rebuild civilization, I see. So, this is the best time to invest. All stocks are down, and everything's willing to be taken for a gambit. Let's do this.
Yes, it is. It brings us to the deal that you said. You said you're an investor.
Yes.
Kami Mark, close your ears.
Oh no. Is it capitalism afoot?
Never.
What? Pull down like the flaps on a Ushanka hat thing.
You, dear good sir, are standing in the presence of 3, well, technically more than 3, but at least 2 perfectly good-mentored followers of a god. And we happen to be building a nation state, specifically donated to all sorts of facts of helping civilians, but more specifically to resettle a good, great nation under one god. Technically 2, but albeit 3, because we're legally in contract binded to do so. You see, the big guy in the sky, pointing directly up with his finger, by the name of Red Lumbler, happen to have saved this town, and the two of us in here, pointing to his eyes of two different colors, happen to be followers of two very different gods. However, we understand the one god that really matters for most humans, and seemingly, based on how good your suit looks, to you. Opportunities.
Gorian's going to smile at this. Opportunities indeed. Now, of course, you would need some starter cash, to say the least.
Yes, we would. We need money to be able to get renovations to the church. We need to be able to set ground. We need weapons for protection. We need to be able to supply trades. And we're going to need to resettle an entire nation, starting with a single hamlet. But if you invest in this, in due good time, you will see a return fold within 1 to 3 generations, and or how many corpses I can be able to do this little trick with the Beatles for. Beatles, give us a twirl. The Beatles will do a little dance.
Oh, I see.
Which is
You,
the dancing
you also
cockroach's
toy
name.
with I see you also toy with the dead. Fascinating.
Well, Gorian, as you can clearly see, as he just spins his necrotic figure in the air, we are a ghost. To be exact, a ghost of a murderer, and the ghost of a, well, he never actually died. Eternal being? How do you describe yourself? An eternal scholar living on the edge of existence, praying for the freedom of Ashea. And occasionally I get into orgies. What do you do on a Sunday evening? Bitch in my head? Yeah, anyways. The two of us already have a contract with the sky god who likes to fight to make people who are not worthy, worthy. And that basically means people who are living, when they die, go to him, and they will be living in the place that we are resettling that was this guy's hometown. Died, reign of sorrows, big death, very sad, everybody's sad. You would be funding us, which means you would also be funding a nation state, which means you would be the capital treasurer of a new founding nation. How does that sound?
Oh, that sounds fascinating. I'm intrigued. So, what I hear that we need is some administrative hoopla, along with some renovations. One for this church you speak of, and secondly, since we are discerning for the worthy, you called them, we are going to need not just barracks. We're going to need an arena. Why not, in the hopes of salvation, make a little money on the side? Bread and circuses, in addition to the ever impending strife for salvation.
I suppose, but it would have to be taken up with the church. They're not going to be very possible to just doing things willy-nilly, and he'll actively fling his fingers around as he does it, doing willy-nilly.
Oh, I find well, we can move the church in ways that are advantageous. After all, money and prosperity and salvation do go hand in hand. I do believe happiness in the now and the herever after. So yes.
I mean, the ultimate consequence is if anything goes wrong, the Knights Carnifax come along, take my head, and, well, take your head, and take my soul, and banish it from this mortal plane. I like living here. It's nice.
I see. So we do have an accord. I think my current, well, most of my investments have gone up in ashes, so to speak. However, I do have a backup, shall we say, rainy day fund of substantial amounts. What do you require in the immediate?
Oh, those can be worked out later. What most importantly matters is we need to report this to the mages and church guilds. Baz, you need to leave.
Meanwhile, in the other room, is Baz helping up Eris by any chance?
Yes, he is helping up Eris, and he's talking to the cat.
Cat will help by kind of papping Eris in the face.
So cat.
Hands.
Eris will
Seeing
wake
as
up and just fall asleep again.
Oh no.
I will. Cat, you do your thing. You're most equipped for this.
I hear, like with his very very human hand, just go.
Oh no.
And the sleep will be dispelled.
The issue is that when like I have two curses, which is I have to be woken up, and then if I do wake up, I think I'm still asleep.
The cat will pry your eyes open with its little human hands.
I will put the Irish
I
lick
jump
in
away.
your nose. There you go.
The bottle opens and sleep disappears from this room.
Yeah, just the mere sound of it.
I move across the room at confusing speed. I
Right.
most likely have went into Swift Panther stance to gain additional speed.
You're awake again. That's good. Cat,
She
I
does
think
great.
none of us have bothered to ask you this, but did you see who murdered Rita?
Didn't get a good look, I'm afraid. Ran off into the boonies before I got a chance.
Hmm.
I
mean,
you're interested in getting
I
revenge?
could divide. I can make a communion for you if you'd like, but I'm going to need a little bit of help with that, I'm afraid. That kind of thing. I need to get some bargaining chips before I start asking around the higher ups. And it depends who you want me to ask, really.
Hmm.
I mean, I could ask like that. I could ask Vecna, but it's going to be really expensive, you know.
Was it the same person that killed your master? Possibly.
I'm afraid I
think
don't really
so.
deal
I
with
was out
them.
taking a leak at the time, and I came back, and he was on the floor in bits. So I assume so.
I'm afraid I only really deal with fiends at the end of some primal iron gauntlets. So
Well, that's a spirit, really. I mean, I can't stand them myself. I've worked under Baphomet directly, and Lake's a bit of a prick, really. Not gonna lie to you.
anything useful you can tell us?
Well, like I said, I can go poking around the hereafter looking for you. Tell you what, let's have a gander. I knocked over a leprechaun as well. Bloody hell! That's what gets around. Hang on, these knives are his. The cat will go up the fireplace that is like covered in like bits of like tiny fragments of bone and splatters of blood, and will like typically go huff of the daggers that are embedded in the wall. It seems like they've been used for target practice. Human, no doubt about it. Works for a living. Kind of smell creosote oil. Yeah, tradesman of some kind.
Yeah, we were thinking he works at the local, wood mill.
Your best bet. There is another mill out in the. You lot. Good gets around. You do understand. Running about West Coast, right near the Emerald Coast.
Believe so.
Right. There's another one more inland. Might have ducked down there. Tell you who would know. There's a fella down at one of the rivers. He does all the weather magic. He's got a little trick he does. He gets his eyes in the sky. You know, he reads the clouds and they tell him things. It's a bit like that spell that lets you read the rivers, but it's for clouds.
Ah, the weather wibble slinger. Yeah.
Yeah, him. He's only one of them. Like, he's funny hack. He has water pissing out of it all the time. I don't get
You still have to talk to him. So that's actually a good coincidence.
He met.
Yeah.
It's the world.
Indeed.
Yeah.
How about this though? Since you're probably gonna go to the astral plane or whatever, wherever, to have a sniff about. Would this axe head be of any use, seeing as it might have some, I don't know, ritual significance?
Oh yeah. Oh God. Looks things. He's left a fingernail behind. As usually really round. Blah, 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 blah.
The nail might be worth something.
As he proffers up the axe, and inside the axe handle is like a chunk of like fingernail. I'll take this. I'll do some asking about. There's plenty of people in the astral plane knows a thing or two. I might be able to get you a name if you're lucky. But given what's been kicking around here, and judging by his reactions to things, I think he's got a problem with Fae in a big way. I'll ask them. I know a guy knows a guy. There's a chap who works the Churches Guild these days. He used to live out there, got trapped after a Fey tavern went down a bit badly. One of the Fey, the festivals they hold.
Yeah.
Well, everyone went out on the brew, and he got left behind by mistake.
Oh, by the by.
And yeah,
I found something else in one of the lumber mills, actually, that might be related to this as well. I will hand him the bloody nail.
Oh, blood's not his, I'm afraid. That's Fey blood.
Yeah, I figured as much, but might be the same person.
Give me a little taste. Pixie. No doubt about it.
Bit much. Alright.
Listen, I'm not used to this body. I just borrowed this thing, right? You have to use a...
Oh. Also the concept of nailing down a pixie.
Oh, that, yeah. Bit much. It's like stabbing a snake with a rapier. How do you even do it? It's so bloody wiggly and thin.
Yeah.
I have to guess this bloke's got a real big grudge. Doesn't... Unless... I don't taste magic on him yet. Because normally, if it's one of those... There's a lot of fiend weapons kicking around these days. It's a big problem on the island these days. I don't think he's one of them yet. But you got to be careful. People like this, some asshole with a cursed weapon who wants to offload it usually gives it to them. So be bloody careful. Mark my words.
Yeah. Reminds me of the one corroded dagger we found. Fortunately, we didn't take it.
Now, if it's one of those ones, the cat will visibly shudder.
Oh,
but it's not like a shudder like a normal cat would shudder. It's like a shudder like a spasm.
Speaking of which, though, I do have some more innocuous ritual daggers. You mind having a look to see if they are
hand them down. I'll tell you what, hand them down here. He'll get a little case out. Put them here. If you ever need them, in a hurry, you just say the word. What word would you like to say that summon them? It'll bring them back to your possession. Any word will do.
Daggers.
All right, you say the word daggers, this will summon it from the astral safe. There's your safe word.
All right. I will roll sense motive on it, though.
At least this cat has a safe word.
See what's on the up and up.
You tell me the truth.
Oh, no.
All right.
Unequivocally. He is sworn to not be a bastard. He keeps his oaths.
All right.
Remember, this is a family that survived being around Silvernost elves for a long time. So it probably knows how to keep his nose clean. I'll sort that out for you. You just give me some time.
All right.
If you need to shout daggers, they'll come right back to your hands.
Very well. You may want to take the troll heart with. Just leave it. Leave the daggers in. Don't ask.
Don't worry, I won't. I've seen weirder things than this.
All right.
Anyway, any other business I've got to sort out, or otherwise I'll jump off into the astral plane?
I don't believe so. In the meantime, we've got a wibble slinger to find.
The skeleton will walk up to Baz and tap him on the shoulder. He needs to go report what he knows first. Then he goes to astral plane.
I mean, he's going to try and find the person and get more information. I'll
drop his corpse off at the Churches Guild. They can do their thing. They can drain his blood and write a biography from him or whatever the bullshit they do. Personally, it's above my pay grade. I'll see you lot on the other side. He'll jump into the fireplace and it will explode into purple flames for a moment and then.
To be fair, he already told us what he knows.
Yeah.
He didn't quite recognize the person. Seems human. Probably at a logging camp, actually, that's further inland. I figured we'd head there and meet up with someone we know first who's in the area.
Immediately, without resupplying.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to bring the cat somewhere immediately, so I think you should be fine.
Yes,
I don't think there's many places to resupply at currently, considering the state of the city.
I mean, yeah, the city is kind of mostly burned down.
I mean, Dorian is right here. He's like the resupply king.
Yeah, he would know the routes, and we could also get resupplies that are probably outside of the city somewhat.
Yes, I'm sure I do have some things for safekeeping. As I said, a rainy day fund. We'll go.
We need we need rope. Lots of rope. And bags.
I mean, I can offer you plenty of rope. Plenty.
We need it now.
Oh, very well. So are we going off to see the church, or are we going off to my warehouse?
The skeleton looks at Baz.
Well, party leader, what's it going to be?
All right. So what exactly were you wanting to do at the churchyard? Because I feel like we're kind of hot on the tail of this one. And the longer we wait,
start rebuilding just now.
yeah, the city is kind of busy smoldering.
We were sent to go find survivors.
Well, Paz, our original mission was survivors. Now you want to go run off the mill. We should find survivors first, then get resupply, then go hunt after this person. And we will happily
tried roping people into rebuilding your so-and-so kingdom first before even going off to find survivors.
No, we are establishing trade connections.
You can do that later when there's actual trade people alive.
Exactly. We can make for trade and... Yes, but contracts require persons to consent to said contracts. Without any consentees, I cannot write anyone on the other side of the agreement.
Who do you want to bring back the evidence?
Oh, now it's about the evidence and not the survivors anymore.
You want evidence of what happened here. We need to be able to get safe passage for the survivors. I cannot be able to rope you all on this much rope. This is only 40 feet of rope.
We didn't ask you to rope us into anything.
We do not acknowledge your pun. The pun.
It is not a pun. It is a point.
You hear a shriek in the distance.
All right, off we go. Baz runs to the street.
Dorian follows after.
Baz, you need to kill the cockroaches.
Nope, you're little friends now.
They dance after
Baz,
Yeah, there you go.
Baz just throws Faustus at the cockroaches and he says, "Kill."
He reduces them to dust. Please have 2 doses of rust monster dust.
There you go.
Eris will yell for Neri. No, they're in front of the house and they have to get going.
Okay. There's an interim piece that I'll have to fury the mind a little bit. As you heard,
and Comrade as well, who is also in the back.
Yeah, don't worry, I've already got your icons done for this next bit. As you head up the street, you are met with a door bursting open, and out sprawls a very soot-covered young girl. I'll just find where I put her sheets in this nightmare of a fucking NPC list.
As you try to find the sheet, Eris will think of a way to comfort the girl.
She's oddly, quiet.
I will hug her, or, try my best to comfort her, ignoring the soot.
Baz will take off his helmet and say, "You're right."
She'll also check for any surface wounds with a heal check.
She's a bit singed in places, but nothing too major. She's mostly just got some smoke inhalation, but that will pass with time.
Are you okay? Is there anyone else in the building?
She'll nod, but she'll point very hurriedly into the back, into an area. Not much of the building is still standing. The smoke is starting to build up for the rest of
the building, but there
Baz,
is this stairway going downwards.
Baz, would you mind? I know you have usually charcoal on you, right? For your cloth stuff.
Right. Baz flips up the gas mask and just runs in.
Goring's going to see if he has any knowledge of this soot-ridden local.
13, yes, enough. This is Drusilla Martell. That's Jack Martell's younger sister. He's the fruit seller who works near your surgeon friends.
I believe we have met him before.
The Martells are a bit of a weird bunch, pardon the pun with the fruit. Drusilla and Jack, wonderful, lovely people, literally like the nicest people in town. Their father, John, absolute piece of shit.
Did I help start them up or not?
You did help with the startup. Originally, they were working on their farm and they were importing in. You helped set up Jack with the storefront. You know Jack, he's a hardy fellow. If there is a single building in the city left standing, it'll be Jack's shop. He defends that place like the Dickens.
Fair enough. So I'm going to approach her and be like, "Is your brother Jack all right? How's the shop doing?"
She'll nod.
Good. Point me to the shop. Let's see what the damage is, and we will, of course, get you back on your feet in no time.
She'll nod, but she'll point further into the building and come on. Dorian, you'll know specifically, Drusilla is mute. She has been mute since she was born.
Fair enough.
But she knows a little bit of sign language that even you've managed to pick up. And it's basically saying, shop later, friend inside.
Well then, let's go get your friend now.
Let me handle this. I'm good with this. First off, protect the body.
What fucking body?
What body? Oh, the one in the trunk?
Yes. Remember, I'm good at these things. And he'll send the skeleton off in the direction of Baz. Then he'll kneel eye level to Drusilla. I need your hand.
Don't
Surely
be
that's
scary.
not very concerning when, like, you're in a house that's burning down and a fucking singed skeleton comes in.
He's inside of the asbestos suit.
She will hold up her hand.
Armand will take it, lightly tense it, and connect to her psychically.
Oh god, dude, what are you doing?
There's something else in here.
Consent for this usually first?
No, there's something else in here with her.
Good luck.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Roll me a will save. Okay, the second you see something, and then the moment you see it, you disconnect instinctively. You know, okay, you notice she's got the same eyes you do. One of each color. One red, one green.
Also Justin from Zalmas for 20 saying click. Errors will jump back.
As will reflexively jump to the side.
Okay.
Trauma.
Where normally you would be the one making a symbol onto someone, in this case the symbol burns into your hand. Could you roll me a knowledge check? Whichever ones you have, all of them.
All of them?
All of them.
Shit, did I roll that? Knowledge, planes, nature, local, arcana.
Ooh,
25, 14,
just the right
15,
one.
23, 24, and 30.
You critted just the right one to know what that is. That is a hag. And a very strong one. Sitting on the absolute periphery of this little girl's perception is a very very strong moon hag that looks like it has the exact same red right eye that she does. You've just made contact with a changeling for the first time, the child of a hag. Like I said, you crit just the right one.
I communicate this information to everyone, including Baz. More importantly, Yugo responds.
Ah, shit! Not another one!
Gorian is very confused as to what is happening right now.
Also,
He
what
looks
is
gory.
about the click?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, see.
Yugo will look in his direction.
Oh, yes, that's right. You're not in the psychic connection. Unfortunately, we do not have any more connections for you at this time. However,
Pointing at the
Bandwidth
girl.
problems in your area. Would you like to
However-
enter the queue? Would you like to enter the queue?
however, this girl is a hag. She's possessed by a hag. And she's a changeling.
Gorian, you had heard rumors that no one really knew who Drusilla's mother was, and it wasn't the same as Jack's. And around the time that a couple of months before Drusilla was born, Jack's mental health took a nosedive when he started drinking.
Huh.
Jack's mother died in childbirth, and Drusilla's significantly younger than him.
Typical humans, sticking their dicks in anything they can find. Probably drinks to cope with the fucking laying.
I see.
You think you might have
That's
gotten to the bottom
unfortunate.
of why Jack's a bit of a mess? Not Jack, rather John. John is a bit of a mess.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, quite.
Gorian
More
starts to
concerning, there is a small child in this burning building.
Gorian begins to unravel his scarf.
So-
Once Kid gets out of the building, once Baz and Skull manage to get it out, Eris will do a heal. I'm gonna BRB real quick.
Meanwhile, in the building, the skeleton is catching up to Baz's position.
Oh, don't worry. We're going over to the building now. Ha 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 ha. Welcome to the building. I had this prepared earlier. It's got a lighting rig. It's an absolute. This was an absolute fucker to do.
Oh, Bill, would you mind? It seems like I don't have access to my token, so I'll try and place it down again. There you go. Would you just mind removing this one? Thanks.
Let me just double check your light dynamic. Oh, it's turned off your dynamic lighting settings. Yeah, fucker. There you go, 60 foot.
As we reflectively enter the building, I summon the Cumbies.
The area is thick with smoke. And coming from the door beside you, someone is smashing at the door with their fists.
All right. Here we go. Baz is going to charge at the door.
Okay. Neither the Cumbeast nor the skeleton are tangible enough to prevent any kind of passage, so.
The skeleton will physically move and dance around his position, like he's dodging him.
Roll that power check.
Wonderful.
Also, as soon as I get near the door, I will just scream at the top of my lungs, "Get out of the way!"
Which one do you want me to roll?
It is Baz to roll power.
Okay.
Yes.
As you're met with this, a blaze wraith, but different to the others. What hits you isn't just a wall of heat, it's a wall of draining, like chilled necromantic force.
I see.
as a shriek, like the shriek doesn't come from the mouth, it comes from between the burning ribs that rattles throughout the entire room. Does anyone have any kind of necromantic effect on them, including curative magic? Oh, I need to put Gorian down. Sorry.
Well, Gorian was just going to summon and send in his entourage, but he can't seem to find them.
Hang on, the entourage. Oh, there are a bugger to find on this. Hang on, let me search. There you go.
Because he's not planning on going into the building.
Should
he has undead to do that for him.
I didn't know that yet. Oh, the surprise! Should be able to control it.
All right.
Is the Blaze Wraith hostile, and is it provoking initiative?
No, it's not. It's standing like.
I
It's standing
guess-
almost awed that someone's come to save it.
Detect evil. Does it show anything?
It shows the usual undead levels of evil, but I'd say less than usual. However, there is another major evil presence in the room.
I send the
Could
light
you
ahead.
roll me a religion check?
All right.
I will roll with him.
26.
29.
This is a very rare kind of undead. This is a creature known as a slaymate. They are a type of undead that results from a juvenile dying from neglect of some kind, like being abandoned, just being neglected in general, starvation. But they are what's known as the necromancer's boon, as they naturally, like any necromancy spell cast in their presence is much more powerful. Your cast level goes up, and the meta magic cost goes down. But this is a burning equivalent. This one is animated by the flames, so it's got some elemental traits as well.
Would this enhance the entourage?
Yeah, the entourage essentially are they are far more powerful now.
Oh,
in
yay.
the presence of this thing.
I just look at it and go, where is it?
It kind of rasps some and points down towards the hatch here, as it every now and then it shakes.
Oof.
Baz will proceed into the room.
And there's this scratching noise as well from somewhere else. Could you roll me a perception check, please?
All right. By the way, I do have blind sense up to.
Something is beneath this hatch. Beneath one of the
35 feet.
Underneath the alga, something is hiding in the little tray underneath where the ash collects.
I walk this skeleton body up to it. I lift the mask to expose the eyes. I stare down at the dark space using my dark vision advantage. What do I see?
Uh-oh.
I didn't lift the hatch. I only just moved the thing out of the way so I could see down the bars.
Looking up from beneath the bars is this, which I'll now make larger. Slight jump scare warning.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, why, hello, pretty.
Oof.
Looks like someone peeled the face off a dog.
Yeah, I bet, right?
Looking down at it, Yugo will will respond.
Hello! Are you intelligent enough for conversation?
Its head rotates a full 180 degrees.
We can do that too.
And it'll like slap its face, and the head will spin around multiple times.
Could you people roll me a religion check, please?
Yes.
The name of this thing will tell you everything you need to know about it.
Is it a type of cum beast?
We are surrounded by them, to be fair. Oh god, okay.
What kind of undead is it, Bill?
It is an extraplanar undead. Specifically, it's one that needs a flesh and blood human host to twist into a new body as it emerges. It's in the same name. It's in the same family of undead as things like Devourers and Cradlejacks.
Ah, that's what I thought.
While the skull is still spinning around, Yugo will stop it mid-spin backwards, like,
everyone who is living, stay away! This is a cock crawler!
As it shimmies, it will slither back into the little tunnel that it currently resides in. It knows it's been spotted, and will disappear from view entirely.
Now, remind me, is Gorian capable of perceiving through his entourage? Or are they just doing the business?
I believe you can see through them because they were modified to be able to.
Okay. Alright.
Pear will just kind of hang back and hold space, prepared to jump into market any second. Meanwhile, at the moment,
door shakes again.
Well, the body will just pull the crate and slide it over the bar, just slightly obscuring it from view, making sure it's reinforced. Step back over. Reaffix the skull straight away. Put the mask back down.
Boss, there's a cod crawler down there. And I don't know what's banging on the door.
Oh, it's gonna have to die, I'm afraid.
Indeed!
Well, I mean, it's already dead, to be fair.
It's gonna have to die even more.
Exactly. I agree with that part.
Meanwhile, excuse me, Neri. Hello, young one.
Kind of rasps another, like, chowder of embers. At this point, Baz?
Yeah.
Faustus chimes in. Not below, above.
As soon as I look up,
Before
my
you get
prepared
the
action go off.
though,
Okay.
are you going to use your cast? The door here will literally explode open, like it will be rendered down to splinters. So everyone else will have to roll a sense motive, please.
Roll a what?
A sense motive check, please.
Sense motive.
Oh, real quick, which door? Down south or over here?
This door here.
Yeah.
Oh, this one. Okay.
The hatch literally just flies apart.
21.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so there will be a surprise round, unfortunately, boys and girls, as that is an actual 17. As something crashes down beside the southern door.
Oh, pretty.
Right besides Neri.
Oof. Great. Oh, God.
Looks like it's out of amnesia.
Yeah.
Well, now once more with the big screen.
Looks like Big Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist tripped on acid.
Pretty much.
It's a cavalcade of sculpted porcelain doll heads borne on the shoulders
Great.
of a great distended thing. And I think, given the late hour, and given the cruelty that's about to unfold,
Oh.
that will call it there for the evening to keep the blood nice and livened up. I do hope everyone's had a good time.
Well, I've certainly seen some horrors beyond my comprehension.
I jumped in at a good episode.
I'd say I made sure to keep it some open ends for you to jump in. And yeah, you jumped in into the real business end of things. I'm glad. Look, you picked a good one.
Yes.
And I'm glad you could be here, mate. Good to see you back.
Yeah, nice to see you.
No, it's good to be back. I have been in Pennsylvania training, so I have finally some time. School's over, and yeah, and it's around this time I'll be able to jump in because I get off work literally right as the stream starts.
Hey,
So,
cool beans.
Good to have you back for the shindig.
Oh yeah.
Thank you all for watching. Yeah, we'll see you to figure out how I'm going to get probably absolutely decimated by this disgusting monster next week.
And we'll see how far down the rabbit hole goes.
Well, I
We can
mean,
go into...
I'm just glad Goring wasn't down there personally. He has,
yeah,
he has an enhanced entourage to deal with it for him.
Yeah. All right, on that, see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
See you then, boys and girls.
Bye-bye.
Leprechan't.